What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Monday night, a great start to your week. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays, minus Black Friday. Going to try to push that out of my mind, right? But we're going to talk about it here tonight. Unfortunately, this weekend was quite busy with a lot of family things. Had a great time, a lot of diehard Eagles fans. A lot to say, a lot to talk about, and I was really looking forward to getting that moment with you guys as well. So we're here to do that with a little Monday Mania. So thank you for taking the time tuning in. If you're watching this live, I'd love to hear from you. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, and if you're watching this later, always down to talk some birds, so feel free to comment down below. But you guys can let me know how you're feeling. This Bears game, unacceptable. Got to talk about it a little bit after while I had to pull over driving. I was so angry. So very angry at this team. Just getting ran all over and then not being able to run the ball. In a game where you should have, it really just had me quite upset, not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to try to talk about it while I've calmed down a little bit. But I want to know how you guys are feeling. Appreciate you tuning in, Little G, Lynn, JC, all of you taking the time here. Let's effing go. But look, very unacceptable. We talk about going into this game. All right, this is where the offense gets it together. This is where Kevin Patullo shows everybody he's got what it takes. The offensive line starts blocking. We talk about Jalen Hurts, decision-making, things where, I think people are a little too ridiculous with. The run game, the receivers, and well, everybody's getting their stats. Jalen had like 230. I know AJ over 100 again. Look, it's not about stats. It's about wins, right? That's what we talked about. Now we're real pissed. Now you're real pissed, huh? Yeah, everybody talked about needed to get stats, not W's. We wanted to win the stat game like the Cowboys. I'm good on that. I want to win games. And they haven't been doing that. The last two they lost in a row. And I'm quite pissed off. I just don't understand. And look, we talked about it. The Bears, they're being slept on. I think they're a real good team, but I don't care. The defense, yeah, they're getting their corners back. I don't care. Run the ball, right? Nina, let's have it go. Appreciate you tuning in. And look, we talked about everything this team needed to do to get things going, and it starts in the trenches. And it starts with your coaching and it starts with having good play calling. But I don't know if half of these calls even work because nobody's blocking, can't get the run game going, finding yourself one-dimensional, finding yourself really having tells with everything you're doing is a part of coaching, a part of lack of, just the ability to adapt with these injuries, with things. And you talk about, I saw someone today like, we should never got rid of Becton. Becton's doing horrible. And Tyler Steen's actually doing pretty good. Only ones doing better than him are Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata. Okay, I get that. Cam Jurgens, horrible. Worst out of the 5 starters, and then Landon Dickerson. Then Toth's doing pretty damn good every time he stepped in, which is crazy. Fred Johnson's been a complete ass. I love Fred Johnson. I was happy to have him. Glad he was back. Not great. Completely got rid of the package where we use 6 offensive linemen because of the fact that Lane Johnson's out. So you talk about right there in itself, it's like, okay, now we're changing play calling, and I get the injuries. But, the offensive line has been injury plagued, and you have seen it all year. And I keep saying it. I understand people, and pretty crazy people want to be throwing eggs at Kevin Patullo's house and stuff. Like, come on, dude. Already think you're dumb enough that, you're out here following the media again this year, talking about firing everyone when we could just get things together. I think that would work better for me, just like last year. Let's figure things out. And the offensive line is where it begins, and we need to be able to get this offensive line going so that this run game can get going, so we can protect our quarterback, have the time to get to some of these other options here in the pass game where it's like, he's got his first read. And look, a lot of times you're hearing this analysis from people where it's off the wall, man, with some of the stuff they're saying. And, a lot of it's not Jalen Hurts' fault that people are trying to make his fault, but some of these things are. He's not without fault here, guys. But some of the stuff I see is stupid, and it shows me these people just have narratives to follow here because they don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, all right, man. I think for me, and you hear Sirianni now needs to be fired. We're back to this and talk about not going for two and this and that, or kicking the extra point instead of going for two. Look, when you talk about Jake Elliott missing an extra point already in the game, 30-plus mile-per-hour winds, why is nobody talking about the fact that not only was he going to go for two there, but he probably would have went for two the second time, too, to win the game. He was done with the extra points. Jake Elliott was probably done with the extra points. So let's just keep it real with ourselves, So you're going to hear the morons talk about the Eagles season's over and all this and that, but that's what they said last year because they don't know anything about football, and that's fine. We understand what our struggles are. We understand what needs to be cleaned up. That's the point. We're not horrible like people try to point out, in the media that, it's Jalen Hurts doing this, that. It's like, dude, if you understood what you're talking about, okay, but they don't. And we talk about the fact that if they do get healthy, they do get things rolling, they're still that damn good. They're still one of the best offensive lines in the game. And then you have skill players everywhere. You should be able to run the ball. You should. And I don't understand why Tank Bigsby gets one snap last week, this past game. I don't understand why we're not using him. I keep asking. Maybe I should have just stopped talking about it, but I don't know. But it was ugly, Corey. I'll be real. I wanted to put my head through a wall. Yeah, not cool at all. I just said that there, Corey, and I just think people are weirdos. But look, people always want to fire and trade everyone. It's back to trade Hurts. Fire Nick Sirianni. Yeah, the people that just won us a Super Bowl. Let's get rid of them. Yeah. No, man, I don't want those people to push out more good players, more good coaches. Let's just stick with what we've got going on here and figure it out together. I think that is the key here. And people seem to forget, we're still atop not only, our division here is great, but we're still in a good place in the NFC as well. So, yeah, NFC East, you've got 8-4, Cowboys 6-5-1, Commanders 3-9. Giants are losing right now, about to be 2-11 probably. That's great. But the Eagles right now aren't even focused. Like, we should be focused, but we got to just do our own thing. We can't even focus on that because the NFC is still right in front of us. The Bears and the Rams, 9-3, Eagles 8-4 there. And, obviously you've got 5 more games to go. So a lot can happen here. Bears a much harder schedule. Eagles have already beaten the Rams. So we just got to do our thing. And, wherever we fall, whether we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't care. Just make the playoffs, get hot at the right time, get things rolling. That's what we talked about last year. And yeah, it sucks to be talking about this, heading into week 14 now. And I don't want the offensive line to struggle. I don't want, play calling to struggle. I don't want Jalen Hurts to make, plays and he throws an interception and now he's the worst quarterback. His second interception of the season, mind you. But, we got to trade him. So I made a post. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday, but I said, Matthew Stafford threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Guess they're trading him. Season's over. Oh, you lost to the Panthers. Is the season over? I don't think so, man. See, this is the NFL. A lot of the casuals think it's always over way before it ever is. So that's fine. Look, we laughed at them last year. We'll continue laughing in their face this year. Now, do I enjoy the game on Friday? No, I don't. I have a horrible time. If we go back and see, horrible time. Didn't enjoy it, but that happens. And we have, seen that our fan base and media have become very spoiled to the point where even I feel a little spoiled where it's like, man, I do hate losing, always have, but we've been winning. The important games, we've been winning lately, and we're really lucky to be part of, one of the best organizations. And I still think, in my opinion, a team that has the ability, if they get it right, and you'd have to get it right this year, man, to build yourself a dynasty. But you could go back to back. There, it's wide open, man. The NFC, AFC, there's nobody there that you can't beat. It's not like you can't beat the Bears. That was unreal, man. But give us another game against them. Hey, whether it's in Philly and Chicago, I don't care. But this team knows who they are, and they've just been playing like ass. And it's one of those things where it's just kind of how the NFL goes. And really, you could see that. I think a big part of it is the brotherhood. That's kind of lost. And that, to me, is a big part of how we've been winning these guys, and you don't have to be best friends and holding hands and shit, but you kind of just see, things are just off. But, hey, man, it's not like these losses don't have the opportunity to do something to people. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But Commanders suck. Bigsby had to get prime carries. Jurgen Dixon need to rest. Well, they're not going to rest them, but I wish they'd get healthy. That'd be awesome. But I don't know. And, yeah, you guys just heard me say about Bigsby there. I don't know. That's why. But even using a fullback like Latu, he had like 5 snaps in this game. That's not – I want to see more. I wanted him more than Calcaterra. And Calcaterra's out there. Why? And he can't block, so when he's out there, they know, they're probably running 12 personnel, but not running the Calcaterra side because Calcaterra sucks. So, you got to understand, that's just dumb. Don't do that. I get driven mad when I see these things, but it is what it is. And you saw the wide receivers getting theirs. And like I said, this offense should be able to do that at any point. And we've seen it in games where they do it, but then they shoot themselves in the foot. Stupid penalty. And now all of a sudden we want to turn the ball over. And we were number 1 in the league not turning the ball over. So when you do those things, you're definitely going to lose. And that's what we find ourselves doing. So you got to win that turnover battle. You got to clean up these stupid ass penalties. And I really think that this is still a team that is capable of being the best in the NFL by the end of the season, because you have all of these players here that have the ability to get healthy, get things on the right track. So let people give up if they want. It's fine. I tried last year. I'm going to try again. You can fly with us, or you can sit down there and watch us while we're at the top. Either way, we're flying high, baby. And I think this Eagles team, there's got to be something that sparks it, right? And that's what's awesome. I feel like they have the leadership. They have the people to be like, all right, dude, what are we doing? Let's go. And anybody who's ever played a sport, you understand, there's times things are rough, but hey, man, get hot. Get hot at the right time. Heading into the playoffs, I'll take it, man. I'll take that instead of being hot beginning of the season. Hey, we're a second quarter team, second half team. Well, we're a second half of the season team. How about that? Let's get hot. Let's go whoop some ass. And we're going to talk about the Chargers tomorrow behind enemy lines. Getting to know that Los Angeles Chargers team that was just about to get Amari and Hampton back, and they will, but might not have Justin Herbert. So, going to be intriguing. We're going to talk about how they are doing, and then, we'll talk about how the Eagles, can win this game. Bunch of anything can happen. You heard me just say that there a little bit ago when we were looking at the standings. 5 games left. We're right behind them. So let people do what they need, but this defense, not tackling. What? So ran all over us. That was that was hard to watch. Vaughn and Dean out there, yeah, it's great. No Jahad Campbell, first round pick who was playing pretty well. No defensive snaps. All right. Okay. The defensive line, Jalen Phillips got a concussion. Luckily, there was a big period of time that we had 10 days or whatever that he has to get off that concussion protocol, but he's banged up. Nolan Smith was finally just getting his limitations off, and interior guys, I don't know what's going on, man. That they I just fell apart last couple of weeks where it's like, you found yourself. Adoree Jackson, we talked about beginning of the season, his struggles, but he's looked well, man. And, now all of a sudden he wants to, everybody, and I keep saying this, you want to fire and trade everybody. I want to go into the locker room and have a Royal Rumble with the entire team, because to me, it's a whole shit show. It's the locker room's broken. It's not a brother. And I know people act like that stuff doesn't matter because they don't understand anything about football, but that's fine. You got to have that, man. And you got to have this team feeling like they're behind each other, man. A team. It's a team sport. Can't be worried about stats. We can't be worried about dumb shit, man. We got to get together here and fly together. And we can. That is my belief. And people don't have to root for the Eagles. They don't have to be with us sickos. It's fine. And people get so upset that I don't want to listen to the media or, follow ESP and what he has to say. It's like, dude, I just don't care. I don't. But, one thing I talk about with this defense, I said it right after the game, as much as, I'm pissed off and everybody was flipping out during the video. Yeah, I'm pissed too. And there's definitely times where you should be. But if your offense is not doing anything, man, and there were times they did. I mean, we did put up points, but dude, just really put in precarious positions. So I don't want to be too. I think if this offense gets going, the defense goes with it, and I think things will just get together, man. But I'm pissed at the whole team. I am. You got it. You got to get together. Let's go. But the defense's problem is the offense. Well, they're both. They got a problem. But schedule has been brutal. Well, you heard me say it. We have the toughest schedule in the league, and people can act like, these teams we have beaten aren't, good. And Patrick Mahomes and all these people that, act like we haven't gone through this gauntlet, where that's fine. We go up against these teams who, I'm not saying anybody's easy, but I think this is where it gets a little bit less, hectic here. You got the Raiders and Chargers. You've got the Commanders twice, and whoever the Commanders fan was talking about them having, they're about to get stomped, and you're going to see that. But, this Eagles team they got to find it, man. Right now, you have that extra little bye period, whatever you want to call it, the extra few days. Let's go. So, again, I think if this line starts blocking, get the run game going, the passing game opens up, I think we really get to see the play calling, if it works or not. And, again, there's times where I'm definitely pissed off, but it's also, I guess, if you've ever played or if you've ever, had the chance to play call, or, even if you played a video game, play calling, it's like when you see your team struggles at doing a certain thing, right? Obviously you're not going to keep trying to do that. And obviously you don't just get away from the run, but a lot of the time, I was talking about it. Fred Johnson has struggled. Grant Calcaterra can't block. So when teams know that and you're not even trying to run their way, it makes it easier for them, man. And it's just it's a process, man. And I think these weeks have been weird, the short week and all that stuff. We needed to get it together after that loss. And we didn't really, I was pumped, after that Cowboys loss to brush it off. Got a Friday game, but this team needed more time, apparently. So you got time now, man. No excuse, dude. Go out here, be pissed off. I mean, you should be, and realize your destiny lies right in front of you. Go win, and the rest will follow. Whatever needs to happen, maybe it does. If not, again, just make it to the playoffs. That's all that matters. And I'd love home field advantage, sure, but just do what you got to do. So KP House, don't get it. Yeah, man. And people are just idiots. And like I said, if they want to follow ESP and they want to follow these idiots on the radio and stuff that talk about firing everyone, Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio last year, this year, Nick Sirianni again, and Kevin Patullo, and dude, it's just like, holy, it's a choice, but it's a choice I will never make. Why I can't listen or watch those things is because they're horrible, man. And those people never know what they're talking about. They just rage bait, clickbait, just getting people riled up. And Philly media hates us more than anyone, which is really weird. But to watch our new fans and watch people join in with these other people and watch people just have a heyday. Oh, look how shitty Eagles fans are, booing and egging their teams' houses. And it's like, holy fuck. The shitbird fans, I like to call them, and excuse my French, but I can't stand it. I can't. But look, this Eagles team, they do have the sickos and diehards. You and I flying with them, and that's all they need. I always tell you, it's when we cut this dead weight that this team really gets to shine. So we're cutting the dead weight. We're seeing all the people, what they really think about the Eagles. Remember these people, because once we start winning big, once we get into the playoffs hot, and then once we go win that Super Bowl, they're all going to tell you how much they love the Eagles all year, and we're the biggest fans ever. I can't wait for that moment. Let's hope the Eagles build to that moment. I can't force them to, but I can try to paint you that picture all week to how the Eagles can get it done and get closer, one step at a time, 1 week at a time, let's get it done. We'll do that tomorrow behind enemy lines, getting to know the Los Angeles Chargers, everything about them you need to know. And then, of course, Wednesday, you will have the initial injury report. Thursday, you will get that top matchup show with, of course, actually, what am I talking about? It's a Monday game. Push them all back. Son of a... Thursday is not top matchups. That'll be your initial injury report. So Friday is your top matchup show. Saturday is your game status report. Okay? Behind enemy lines, I'm going to try to put out tomorrow. If not Wednesday, we're going to maybe try to add a little something in there. Let me think about it, figure it out. But either way, got an extra day. Eagles got extra days. So use them wisely. Figure it out. And, I think, we talk about the D. Quinion Mitchell continues to do his thing and don't want to say he's not still shining. Sidney Brown was but he's not Drew Makuba in that coverage. But defense, next man up. Marcus Epps can come off IR this week. Maybe he does. I don't know if he's ready yet, but be nice to have some help there, right? But we're going to see what the Eagles decide to do this week. I'll keep you up to date with everything. If there's like roster moves and things happening, maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow or Wednesday, however it works out. But remember, the initial injury report will not be Wednesday. It is now Thursday because of the game being on Monday. So game status report, Saturday, everything moved back a day, right? And then Monday, you will actually get the practice squad elevations with the pregame show because that's just how it works for that. So, yeah, I'll see you then. But if you guys have any final thoughts, anything you want to add, I get it, man. Look, I was pretty pissed off, still pretty pissed off that this team lost. Still tired of hearing it from people. But you know me, I'm going to ride with my birds, and I still believe in them, and I'm going to talk trash. I stand toe-to-toe with people, and I explain to them why. I don't just talk out of my ass, no, I just want to be a homer. No, I'm telling you why, and I believe in this team, and I really think that, once we start showing people exactly what we talked about, once this team, I can't force them to do it, but once they do, then they'll all get on board like they always do, man. Oh, they can't pass, then we pass. Oh, they can't run. Oh, I actually love it. And then as soon as we lose or struggle a little, they jump off. That's fine, man. Those people are called D-riders, bandwagon fans, fair weather, closet riders, whatever you want to call them. Who cares? You guys are sickos. You're diehards, and you're flying with me and the birds, and that's all that matters, baby. So we will get ready for the LA Chargers and get ready to see this team get back on track. Remember, I'll show you one last time here. Yeah, we're number one in our division. That's awesome. But let's go get that number one seed. It is still right in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. Ours to be had. Sitting at 3. Yeah, it sucks. It's ugly. But we're at 3. We're right there, dude. We're right there. And, just in case Cowboys fans are still talking, yeah, oh, you got the win. Guess what? We beat you. First game in the week or year, okay? So we split, and we're still in front of you. Don't want to hear it. Let's see how the cookie crumbles at the end of the season. Then we'll see who's talking, because I saw how offended you were after we won the Super Bowl. So I know this was your Super Bowl with that win not long ago. I hope you enjoyed it, because that'll be the only joy you get for the rest. Maybe a couple dumb, pointless regular season wins, but we all know how your season ends very soon. But we, the Eagles, are going to worry about ourselves and laugh everything else off. Dust it off. I know it hurts. I know work probably sucked. Hearing it from everybody. Roll right through it, man. Eagles will get it on track. We just got to believe. Give them that good juju, baby. They got it together last year. Let's get it together this year. Simple as that. Don't listen to the chodes out there. Miserable, not understanding what they're watching, just wanting to tell you the season's over. Their season's over. We'll see you at the top while you're at the bottom. But all I've got for you, you guys know if you need anything, you're watching this later, you can comment down below. You can reach out, because it does not have to be about the birds. I'm always here for you guys. Seriously, I love those of you that do reach out during the holidays, especially stuff like that. That means the world. You guys are family to me. So I love you. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hopefully you had a happy Thanksgiving. Ready for Christmas. It's December. It's all right here. Oh, my Lord. Strap in. Going to be a crazy month. But I'm going to get you through it with as much Eagles content as I possibly can. But all I've got for you here tonight. If you got anything from this video, maybe you enjoyed it. do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always share this bad boy, hype these videos up, become a member. Any of that stuff truly does help. I cannot thank you enough for all of the support from each and every one of you. Now, we just got to keep supporting our team, believing that they can get it together because they got the talent. They will get people back off of IR. Things will come together. Lane Johnson will come back in a week or two. Just stay patient. We're going to get together at the right time. Let's go. But if you're with me, you know what 2 words I'm going to ask you for. But all I've got for you here tonight, so I'm going to get rolling. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now, sickos. Go Birds!